King Louis needs more cowbell.
He has a fever.
He's only got one. He needs more.
He has a
Yeah,
fever.
he needs more
and that,
cowbell.
And the cure.
He
is more
even has the
cowbell.
walking scare.
Yeah.
So we just saw the worst film of the year, The Jungle Book. I'm kidding. No, it's actually pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's bad. Don't listen to them.
It is.
Don't see it.
It is I know I don't say this much, but I think in this case the 3D actually worked.
Yep.
Like it really, like, I think you could see this in both and still enjoy it. You know, most of the time I don't like 3D. I think it's cheap.
But also the CG worked pretty well too. Like, because there actually were the problems with Gods of Egypt was everything was like CG. This at least had some actual real sets mixed in.
It's not just CG.
It's mostly CG.
But I'm saying like everything, like the whole thing. It's just like artwork.
This is beautiful. Like
yeah,
really,
it's actual art, not just
those puppies. They're just so cute. I just
wanted
to pet all of them. Just like it was so difficult every time they showed the wolves. I'm like, I just want to pet them.
It's 3D, so reach out and they really got down like the nuances of all the animals, and I kind of thought maybe the rhinos looked kind of iffy, but
everything
for the most part, it was amazing. Like especially the wolves.
The animals were.
But not only that, the attention to detail.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
80
saying.
hours to render a single frame.
I think my favorite.
I think it was 5 to render a single frame.
No, it's
not
80,
even just on the animals, but the environments. Did you see that temple?
I know. I think my favorite, like my two favorite looking creatures, I think, and this is definitely Ka, even though she's barely in it.
Yeah.
And King Louis, especially like because Ka was, especially because they were both huge. You felt how big they were.
Oh yeah.
Too.
King Louis actually looked like when the bear came in or something, and you could kind of see his face was like the
his
face
eyes.
matching was really well done
dear Lord, those eyes.
to the actual animal.
The cat.
Gigantopithecus is actually extinct.
Well, maybe not when the book was written, but
yeah, but
I don't know.
Jon Favreau definitely did a good job. I think he's definitely picked up his game since Chef. Chef is kind of
Chef was good.
Yeah. I said Chef was good. I'm saying Chef was kind of the thing that kind of helped him because Chef was really good. They kind of picked him up. And have you seen Chef Pop?
No, I haven't.
Because you didn't like Sofia Vergara and
Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit at all. She's much better. She's really good in Chef.
Yeah,
actually.
the cast was excellent.
Oh
in
yes,
this.
And the food.
I'm so glad Ben Kingsley was the hero because I always thought he was going to be Shere Khan because Ben Kingsley usually the villain, but instead it was Idris Elba. Especially, I thought I really liked Mowgli too. This is his first movie, the kid who plays Mowgli, and he did a pretty good job. And also they actually got a Netflix kid too. They didn't just whitewash him.
Yeah. Bill Murray is Baloo. Awesome.
Yes.
He was hilarious.
Yeah, Baloo was great. Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
So what did you think was better, Zootopia or this?
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Yeah.
But this
was pretty good too.
I
Yeah.
think, in a way, for me, I might think this is a little better only because I wanted to see Zootopia. I was excited for it, and I'm glad because it was really good. And this I wasn't hating it.
I wasn't planning on seeing it until I saw it was at like 100% for like a long time.
Yeah, but
and then I was like, well, maybe it's actually
Zootopia was also
even
really good.
Even when I heard this was great, I still wasn't like super excited for it. I was still like, I wasn't like, man, I can't wait to see this. I was just kind of like, okay, I'll check it out, see what I think, and then it ended up being like really I liked it. And I think that's definitely for me probably the best way to go in. Usually is not like that's probably why I enjoyed How to Be Single a little too much because I went into it not excited, and I think I enjoyed it a little more because I wasn't looking forward to it. so I enjoyed it a little more. I mean, some things though, like Criminal, I wasn't looking forward to, and I didn't like that. So.
And the kid was actually good.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really like most child actors. They kind of overplay it a bit.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm more forgiving when it comes to child actors, especially when they're just playing like children themselves.
I heard Jon Favreau on the Tonight Show said that they got him to get more emotion and like, more emotion by like you could see in the credits the Jim Henson's Creature Workshop. They hired a bunch of puppeteers to make puppets so that, like, you can see that in the behind the scenes too. Like whenever he's talking to someone, there will be a puppet there so that he feels like he's not just talking to a camera.
And you know what? It did feel very real.
But when it's bringing back to Bill Murray, this is definitely he definitely needs a win because the last film we made, Rock the Casbah, was a huge flop. He definitely needs this, and he does a great job in this. And,
they all do.
Yeah, but I think especially especially because the last CG movie he did, Garfield, was terrible.
Oh.
So it's kind of good for him to kind of get a role, like, especially like I said, because Rock the Casbah, which his film came out last year, got really panned and it was a huge flop.
Wait, wasn't he also in Aloha?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
But that didn't do very well either. That was also a huge flop, and you guys saw it and you didn't like it
so
much.
You know how the Baloo Ex Machina moment when Baloo comes in and saves Mowgli from Kaa. At that point, all I was kind of thinking about was Lost in Translation.
He has to attack his girlfriend from
sure,
that movie.
I'm still pretty sure.
When husband gets back in
The day Bill Murray attacked.
Go to that man.
Lost.
Tell him the truth.
Okay. Lost in Translation 2.
Nobody heard that? Okay, because I actually have had the privilege of knowing exactly what that line was.
Well, I've seen Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
It's just been a while.
Well, actually, if you adjust the sound just right, you can tell what it is. But all right. All right, so.
But okay, so I know we've the cast, the effects, we've gone all over it. Now, what did you not like about this film?
Probably just that characters like maybe Kaa are kind of shoehorned in there. Although I did kind of like what they did with Kaa. Although
the animation.
I don't know how she knew about what happened to Mowgli's dad. Was she
probably listens.
Yeah, but it is a really cool visual. It like zooms in on her eye. Because it's like it's what's happening as she's hypnotizing Mowgli. Zooms in, and then her eye socket like becomes the cave that Mowgli's father was staying in.
Oh, that was a really good effect.
And first it was a flower that was on fire, the fire flower, and then it became.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call fire. This is like the only thing they do. It's like the only Land Before Time name that's in this. They call fire red flower, except in Land Before Time they actually call it fire.
Oh God!
Well, King Louis called it fire, I think, in his song.
Oh yeah, in the song. Yeah, but in most of the Land Before Time songs, they also refer to the objects as their real name. They even say the name of the month of July in one song.
Considering the calendar hadn't been invented yet, I really want to know why.
Exfoliate me. Yeah. I'm like, why does a jungle animal know what exfoliate means?
Yeah. For me, I think Mowgli looked too clean, you know? For someone who has spent like 6 years. 6? They never actually say how how long.
More like 10.
Yeah, maybe 10. But he should be a lot more roughed up than he. I mean, he's got like 2 scars, but really he looks like he just came out of like a spa or something.
Also, I think
instead of in the jungle.
The smaller animals, I think, didn't really get that much more attention. You know, like you could see the Baloo was really well done. King Louis was really well done. The wolves were really well done. You could. They looked like the actual animals, but then you have like the little chinchillas and like the monkeys.
Those
look pretty. They didn't look bad, like compared to most CGI movies. They looked good, but they still compared to like what was it, like 7 or 8 pages worth of graphic artists. You know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna complain.
I gotta say,
the rest of the movie
I think the animation, the best animation part was definitely the car scene where they go into the eye, and then there's the end credits sequence with the book was really good, and then when they go inside, it was great.
And that was a really powerful image when Mowgli is saying goodbye to the mother wolf, and he's resting his head against hers.
I nearly cried at that.
Yeah.
I had a lot of scenes where I was like, nope, stay in there, Tyr, you're a man. No.
Yeah.
But there was plenty of scenes where I was like, man, this is really getting me the feels.
Yeah.
More than Criminal ever did, which it tried very hard and failed.
So I did feel like scenes like with Kaa and even with King Louie, the only thing that the scene in the ancient ruins really does is just so that King Louie can reveal to Mowgli that the lead wolf was killed. Akela,
because it also did kind of teach him some other stuff, I guess. And it was a fun sequence. I love the scene where Baloo has to distract them.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But other than that, a few scenes like that are just kind of there just because, well, hey, first movie.
Like Andy Serkis. Ooh,
and I kind of thought it was out of place too how King Louie breaks into song. I mean, they could have just saved that for like the end credits.
Yeah, it would have worked.
I didn't like the end credits version of Bare Necessities though.
Not so much, but the last one.
I thought it was fine.
I kind of agree. It wasn't as good as Bill.
Also, I have to say, in the original cartoon, what really bothered me is the wolves just sort of, go on, you go. Yeah, but in this, they actually argue amongst themselves whether Mowgli should stay, and that really.
Yeah, that worked.
That really touched me.
So, in the original book, did it have it Mowgli stayed, or did he just go with the
Actually, the original book...
Didn't he meet a girl?
In the cartoon. In the original book, it's not one story. It's an anthology. Yeah. And Mowgli's only in 3 of them.
They have already announced a sequel. And actually, I was...
Of course they have.
Wait, to this
one? Yeah, this one. This very one. They actually they also have a different version coming out soon.
So there's one in 2016, there's Andy Serkis's one in 2018, and it's going to be the sequel in like, what, 29? Too much Jungle
Probably
Book.
2019.
Wait, there's going to be another one with Andy Serkis?
Yeah, they were going to have it come out next year, and then they're like, well, that's going to be way too soon.
What's wrong with Andy Serkis?
Let's give it another year.
Oh,
he's not bad. Like, Planet of the Apes, the apes in Planet of the Apes were really well done. So I think he could probably come close to matching this.
What is the other Jungle Book thing doing? What is that?
Like, the same Jungle Book. It's like just the Jungle Book, except coming out in 2 years.
It's probably not going to be big. I think it's going to probably be closer to the original source.
It was originally going to be called like Jungle Book Origins or Beginnings, but
is it from Disney as well, or
I don't know.
Is it just like
I think Jungle Book is now in like public domain, so anyone can do.
But Andy Serkis is like pretty good. Like, I feel confident.
I'm just confused. Like, I understand there's a sequel, but it's just like there's another one coming out with another thing. What's going on here?
Speaking of sequels, you got Avatar.
Oh yeah, we're getting 4 sequels to Avatar.
Went from 2 sequels.
It went from 2 to 3 to 4. Yeah.
Are we talking about?
I guess.
James Cameron.
Yes, James Cameron. Not Last Airbender.
Oh.
Actually, though, he's not going to write it though. He's going to hire other writers.
Yeah. James Cameron?
Yeah, for his Avatar sequels, he's going to have other writers.
What I thought was interesting was James Cameron said like when they wrote everything down and stuff, and they're like, oh well, we need 3 movies because there's too much material, and then eventually they decided, oh well, now there's so much material, we need 4 movies. And he said when the people who were helping him like write it and design everything, they said like, oh, they were left speechless by all the imagination. And I was thinking, well, when the Warner Brothers executives saw Batman vs. Superman, apparently they were speechless too. So is that necessarily a good thing?
That's true.
Except James Cameron is a good director. Zack Snyder is
well, he's kind of waned. Like Avatar, the first Avatar wasn't that great, and I don't think he's made that many great films after that.
James Cameron?
Yeah, he's kind of dropped a bit.
Well, that's because he only makes movies like every decade. It takes him like 10 years to make a movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'll wait and see what happens with the Avatar.
Yeah, I think we've gotten off topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
So
anything else about this
But
movie?
I'm still excited. This actually makes me, because so far Disney's been having hits lately. Like Zootopia was great, and now this. The only one I'm a little nervous on is Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Exactly what I was
that's the
talking
one I'm not.
Which
I'm not
is
it's not even directed by Tim Burton. It's just
I like
produced by him.
James Bobbin directs it though. He's a good director. He's done a lot of stuff. He's
actually,
actually
what little I know about the book, it doesn't even take place in Wonderland. It's just a totally different world in itself.
But yes, and I don't know about Pete's Dragon either. Pete's Dragon, I'm also a little nervous.
Which kind of brings up a question: what kind of luck does Alice have to keep wandering into these strange places?
I guess about the same luck if National Treasure 3 ever gets made. How the clues just coincidentally come to Ben Gates.
I'm pretty sure that franchise is long.
Even if Alice in Wonderland or
Through the Looking Glass
isn't as good as a story, I still think the visuals and music were really good in the first one. So that's.
We're from the same writer, Linda. What's her name? Who wrote Beauty and the Beast?
Maybe we should save this for later though, because
we're
still talking about Jungle Book, right?
Yeah. Let's. Okay. So anything else?
What do you think of Shere Khan other than the voice actor?
I was talking about I wasn't excited for the movie. Then you completely changed the topic to something random.
I like how he's not a straight up villain. You know, like he's not in it for
Well, he kind of makes sense. Like his motivations in a way make sense.
Yeah.
It's not just like I'm evil and I want to rule the jungle because I'm evil. He's not like we saw earlier today we saw Criminal, and the villain in that was so just like boring. We need a villain in this. Let's just make him. He wants to destroy the world for some reason. This villain had like a motivation where you can go, okay, I can kind of see why you're because why you're so angry at. Why you're bad, why you're doing this. The same thing with
They do say he kills for pleasure and for power.
Yeah, but at least here they explain that it was Mowgli's father who kind of messed up his face, and like in the animated Disney one, it was just he just hates man because of fire and firearms and stuff. Well, we can just explain to him that Mowgli doesn't know how to use that. No, nobody explains anything to Shere Khan.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just nuh-uh.
Yeah.
But I thought he was an interesting villain, especially because of that, and because he was kind of an understandable villain.
He's embittered by a past. Although I have to say, kind of having his past tied with Mowgli is a little forced.
I don't think so.
Like, you don't always have to have the main protagonist and the main villain have this sort of entangled history.
That's true, but I thought it worked for this. It was fine. It's not like we have been seeing bunch of movies like this lately or something like that. I mean, I think you're too hung up on Once Upon a Time, John, where everyone's related. The villains are related to somebody else.
Another thing that bugged me about the scene in the ancient ruins is when King Louie is trying to tempt Mowgli by saying, we can rule the jungle together.
Oh.
He's kind of like a mob boss. I kind of like how he was like a mob boss.
Yeah.
I'll make you an offer.
Make you an offer you cannot refuse.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anything else?
I like Lupe Nyong'o. What's her name?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes. Or some crap. Miyupi Nabongo. I'm sorry. I'm so dumb. I can't pronounce names like that. Yeah, she was also in Star Wars last year, but she's really good in this though. I thought as the wolf mother. Like I said, whenever those wolves are up, I just want to pet all of them.
No. Yes.
Even Shere Khan for some reason, I was like, oh, kitty.
Yeah.
And Bagheera.
Bagheera kind of. But I think my favorite part is like at the end when they're all howling. I kept thinking Bagheera's gonna do something like, but I made a joke. It's just going. He's gonna yell like a cat. That'd be hilarious.
Well, he is a cat.
Just comes in out of nowhere. Hey, you ruined my one moment, you stupid cat.
Grading?
Which is kind of weird because the last Disney movie that came out, Zootopia, had howling and had a scene of howling as well. You see Zootopia, by the way?
Yeah.
No, you're going to start a howl.
Yeah. I have a lot of people telling me to, though.
John has not seen that movie.
It is still in theaters, so.
Yeah. Grading.
I gotta say, even with all this said, I still haven't found at least this story of the Jungle Book to be all that interesting. Anyone else?
Well, what are you gonna give it? You gonna grade it, or?
That was just kind of something I wanted to add. I kind of thought,
it did make me interested in going. I did find myself interested in going to like the original story. You know?
It is slightly better paced than the animated one, but
like I said, the wolves in the animated one, the wolves said, "Okay, out you go."
Yeah.
You go out now. You get lost. Okay, hit the road, kid.
But I do have to say I am looking forward to the sequel still. This is actually probably the best of all the animated Disney remakes, which really isn't saying much, but
who will the villain be?
Well, Cinderella was fine,
but I guess if I did have a problem is that they already announced like trilogy stuff. I don't know if I want to see like this it's like every movie that comes out, it's like, oh, it made some money, time to make billions of movies off of it, and then we'll water down what the original one did and make crap over and over. It's just like, I don't know, that kind of bugs me that they're just gonna keep. It's just, why can't, are they never gonna have movies that are just on their own anymore? They gotta keep that, they're not gonna just try to make sequels out of.
You see, it's weird though, because like they announced sequels for Jungle Book and people were like, but they announced sequels for Deadpool and everyone's like, hey.
Well, I'm fine with Deadpool having a sequel, like, because Deadpool could definitely have something more,
and Guardians
more stories. In Guardians and all kinds of comic books have many stories and they.
But again, Jungle Book, the original Jungle Book, was an anthology.
So I guess that could work.
There were multiple stories.
I don't know. For me, seeing this film, I've never read the books. I just kind of see this as a solo film. I don't know if I want it really to continue all that much. Maybe we'll see what happens.
Okay, so
I would just to see more of like the anthology, which I haven't seen anything beyond like this and the Disney, the animated one.
But if they are going to do it though,
what like Avatar is supposed to be, is like more of an anthology than like a series.
Yeah. Though if they are going to do it, I really hope that they don't do what they're doing with a lot of films, and they're just going to have like a production designer direct it or something like that, like the guy who does the animation direct it, because then it always ends like Maleficent or something like that. And there's also The Huntsman, Winter's War, like the director of the first one's not coming back, so they're just getting like the guy who did who was like the DP or something like that. So I just feel, hopefully if they do a sequel, they get an actual director instead of.
Let's grade this.
Well, I'm just trying to finish. Okay. I'm just giving my final thoughts. That's all. Yeah. How come you give final thoughts, Metro? Okay.
I give
you first.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna give it a B. So, I'm still very skeptical about a remake of Beauty and the Beast, though. That comes out next year. They're always great at casting, though. We got Josh Gad as LeFou.
Who's gonna be Belle?
Emma Watson.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
She's 26 today.
Okay.
All right, so
yeah. John, what do you give it?
I give this an A-.
Right.
Really enjoyed this one, and here's something: I'm not that big a fan of the original. You know?
Yeah, neither am I.
That's why I wasn't looking forward to this one too much, because I was just like, oh, a Jungle Book movie.
Yeah. Though it's not like Home on the Range or anything. It's just I'd say it's a middling Disney movie.
But for what I paid for, I really enjoyed this movie. So A-.
You can go, Cam. It's alright.
I wouldn't watch it again, but I'm not gonna let the replay value detract from the score. I think the only flaw was the inattention to detail of the smaller animals, but I don't really think I'd want to. Yeah. to track that too much, so I give it an A- too.
Okay.
Well, I'd give this an F because it is the worst film of the year, and I hate it every single minute, and I want my money back. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm actually gonna go a bit higher. I'm gonna give it an A, and I think that's mostly it's because I really was not like I wasn't like I was dreading. I have to see this movie, and I was just like especially because once I heard it was like all the praise it was getting already, I was like, okay.
Can you give it an A+?
I just want to mention, I seriously hope they don't do a live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Would I give it an A+?
No, I mean, can A+s be given out?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, yeah, of course they can.
All right, then
can.
I'll give it an A because I think it's one notch down. Right. I'm used to like just no A+ in the school system. I don't know why they do that. But, so.
They don't want to build your confidence.
Yeah, because like
high.
though my school has an A+ though. My college has an A+ if you do well enough, but that's only an extra if you put up the extra effort or something like that. But because mine's all about creativity, so you have to be like really creative to get past the class with an A+. But yeah, it's just like, but yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed this, especially I think because like I wasn't really looking forward to it. I was just
me neither.
I was just kind of like, yeah, I'll see it, even though I've heard it's good. But and I think that's where it came from when I really, because like when I'm not looking forward to something and it turns out to be even better than I thought, then I really love it. Especially like because there's been plenty of movies that I've seen. I'm like, this is gonna be boring or this is gonna be bad, and then I just end up either liking it or just and I was like, I mean,
Kingsman.
Yeah. Well, Kingsman, I knew Kingsman was gonna be good. That was like one movie that everyone's like, I was shocked to hear everyone saying they weren't looking forward to it, and I was like, I think it looks great. I'm excited. Like I was really excited for that film. Like I was watching the trailers billions of times waiting for that film, and I was pleasant. I was glad it was good. But yeah, and since I think that raises it up for me, and I think it's a very good film, and I should definitely say, if you have to see anything, probably see Zootopia first because that's still out. So I would definitely go see that. But after you see that, see this. And 10 Cloverfield Lane, if for some reason it's still near you.
Yeah. All right, so we new trailers. We got Pete's Dragon.
We also have the Wild thing.
Yeah, and the Wildlife.
We saw the Wildlife trailer first. We probably talk about that one first.
A Robinson Crusoe animated movie.
It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look like Norm of the North or something like that. Yeah. One thing I do like is they're actually getting real voice actors. There is a starring Zoe Deschanel or some popular actor It actually had real voice actors, like James Arnold Taylor was the parakeet or whatever, and I forgot who voices Robinson Crusoe. I think he was like maybe Yuri Lowenthal or something. Sounded like him anyways. They actually got some voice, and the CG, the 3D actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, they really made use of the 3D in that trailer.
Though, hopefully not too much.
Though it still doesn't look amazing, so I'm probably gonna just give it a maybe, because it doesn't look. It doesn't look anything like. It didn't make me go, I want to go see that right now. It just made me go, I might see it on TV. But then again, that's what I felt when I saw the trailer for Alpha and Omega. I thought it looked alright, not that bad. But then I saw it and I was like, man, this movie's terrible. Yeah. I regret watching it on Netflix now. So, and then there's Pete's Dragon. What do you guys think of that?
Don't think we really saw enough, but
there's.
Dragon looks very cartoony.
Yeah, it does. Although you only see it from behind flying away.
They released pictures online. It looks,
they did?
It looks pretty.
Though I like how they changed it from the original movie. Was kind of weird. It was like some kid who sort of lived outside the city limits, but he wasn't living in a forest in the original Pete's Dragon. And then like he goes to and then he has an imaginary dragon that's invisible or something.
Is that like a real kid with like a hand-drawn dragon, right?
Yeah.
I actually never saw that. I just saw like one or two screenshots before a Disney VHS or something.
I saw it at a daycare I used to go to. The one scene the only scene I remember, like I don't remember most of it. The one scene I do remember is like a scene where the dragon causes a mess and they blame him for it. So like a nun, because he's like, it's during the time when nuns taught schools and she like whips him or something like that.
Dragon looks like, if you're interested.
Oh crap!
Let me see.
It looks,
looks kind of.
Darn magazines! Why do magazines? Because the thing I like.
That looks bad.
Because the thing about the trailers that didn't show the dragon, I like it when they don't do that, so there's some suspense coming for the movie, like Captain America Civil War, where they spoil Spider-Man and that Rhodey gets shot. So there's like, oops, well I just have to wait for those scenes to show up in the movie because I know when those are coming. Thanks a lot, trailer. But other than that, yeah, it looks all right. I'll give it a maybe.
Yeah, same here. Okay, so...
And then there was a new Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass trailer.
Yeah, that's true.
It was pretty much the same as the well, no, this is the one that I never finished, because I remember
this is kind of like American McGee's Alice Return to Wonderland.
You mean Madness Returns?
Madness Returns. Sort how in the game she was locked up.
Well, in Madness Returns, she wasn't locked up. She was locked up in the first game. She's in an orphanage in Madness Returns. She's like in an orphanage now because she was cleared of, and then she starts having visions again or something like that of the world, which is, except in that I think it's like, I'm not going to spoil it because there's a kind of a spoiler at the end. Because I've played both, though I never beat the first one. I've played both because the first one they did when Madness Returns came out, they did like a thing on the PlayStation 3 so you could play the original on it or whatever. So I got to play the original as well.
Are they any good?
The first one's is really interesting. The Madness Returns is just like a third person action.
Yeah,
thing. It's not that great. It's all right. It has some cool moments, has some good visuals and stuff, but the first one's better. Though it's hard. The first one's harder though, but it's.
Okay.
So.
But it looks all right. It doesn't. It looks too. I do want to see because I like the director. I like James Bobbin. He did like the Muppets, and he created Flight of the Conchords, and he did a lot of some of the directing stuff he did on that show is really good. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay.
All right. Next week, so Huntsman Winter's War.
I'm actually excited for that, only because they cut out Keir Stewart. So I'm like, okay, and they have everyone I actually liked in the film, so I'm good. And and they even added people I love: Emily Blunt, Jessica Chastain, and
Emily Blunt's been really making she's exploded over the last couple of years.
Yeah. She's doing yes.
They just announced a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow.
And John Krasinski is going to be in J.J. Abrams' new movie, so her husband's doing pretty well too.
Yeah. Yeah, so wait,
Jim is going places. Big tuna.
What else is that? Is that it? Is that it's just Huntsman, or is there something else?
That's pretty much it. Although I'll still keep an eye out for any showtimes on Green Room or Sing Street.
All right.
So that's it. So
that's my mama.
Okay.